So, as you are coming in, please take your seats so that we get into the business of the day. This is going to be the maiden edition of which is going to be the first lecture I will be having with you, and I actually want you to join me and get focused while we go on. This is exploring careers in microbiology with a special focus on microbial ecology. Don't forget that microbiology is the study of the biology of microorganisms, that is, the organisms that are too small to be seen with naked eye. And there are four different categories of microorganisms. This includes the bacteria, it includes bacteria, fungi, viruses, archaea, as well as parasites. All these, we are going to see this as we go on in this course. Microbial ecology, that is when you talk about ecology, that is the study of the interrelationship, that is how microorganisms interrelate with each other and the environment. For example, in the community, you have different types of microorganisms. You have fungi, you have bacteria, you have viruses, you have others in that same community. So they must continue to exist with each other and interact with each other before they will be able to um, able to live in that community. So they must interact, they must not exist in isolation. And it is this kind of interaction that we are going to get focused in this course. Then the other aspect of this course, that is evolution. Evolution is development with advancement. That is the organ or the attributes that you have as a that microorganisms have to be able to adapt to the environment. That means they will develop with advancement. So advancement, that's development with advancement, is nothing but evolution. So these are part of what we are going to see here. And just like I said, this is just introductory. We are not going to go into the details of microbial ecology today. What we want to talk about is how can we use virtual, how can we use tools, online tools, in order to be able to excel in microbiology. Nowadays, if you don't know how to make use of internet, you don't know how to make use of digital, honestly speaking, your journey as a microbiologist might be uh, unfulfilled at the end of the day. So that's why the first lecture is focusing on exploring careers. That is, what are the careers that we have in microbiology? We are going to see it today. Now, exploring career in biology, career talk for microbiology students, just like I said, um, we have different career. Under microbiology, we have environmental biology, we have industrial microbiology, we have medical microbiology, we have a lot of them like that. And that is to tell us that we also have bioinformatics, we have biochemistry or microbial biochemistry, we have a lot to say when it's coming to what are the potentials, or what are the what is going to be the future of microbiology. Some of us are actually just being confused because we just got the admission in microbiology, not knowing what the future is going to talk about. So if you want to still exist as a microbiologist in the next 5 decades, honestly speaking, what you should do is learning microbiology is not going to be like what you used to do before. Before, as a microbiologist, you don't know more than just culture, isolation, identification, and that is just it. And at the end of the day, you just call yourself a microbiologist. So if you want to excel in microbiology today, number one, you must know how to make use of learning methods digital learning method. That is, and that this is exactly what we are trying to do, and that's what we are doing. So just like I told you that 70% of my lectures are going to be online. So that is we have integrated digital learning method for effective learning and career development. So, and what we are going to make use of in digital learning today, or in this course, is not going to be only useful for us in this course alone. It's going to be useful in other aspects of our life. That's why we call it integrating digital teaching method for effective learning and career development. So we are going to make use of this. So introduction to microbial evolution and ecology. So the current this lecture is going to be an overview of the role played by microbiology in understanding life, diseases, and and ecosystem. So what we are trying to say, our focus is going to be microbial life, organism, microorganism life that causes infection, diseases. These are pathogens. Disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens and their ecosystem. Don't forget that I told you that microbial ecology is the study of microorganisms and the interrelationship between microorganisms and the ecosystem. So that is to tell you that the general overview of this course is that it is going to be centered on life, microbial life, and it's going to also center on disease causing microorganisms, as well as how do they interact with their ecosystem. And if we are talking about ecosystem, there are different types of ecosystem, more than just what you know. Some of us might just be thinking that it's just going to be physical interaction only. No, for example, microorganisms that are living in the small intestine or that are living in our stomach. So that means the intestine is their own ecosystem. How do they relate? So we will explore, we also look at the career pathway in microbial evolution and how can you make use of digital tools like YouTube in order to be able to enhance your learning. So what we are saying in essence is that nowadays you don't actually need more of a physical library. What you need is to know how to make use of YouTube, as well as other online tools in order to be able to enhance your learning. I just sent you a link earlier on this day, today. The link is just an 8 minute record of how can you make use of an online tool in order to make your own what reading, in order to enhance your own learning. So you don't need to wait for physical classroom. What you need to do now is how can you maximize, how can you increase in knowledge, how can, if by now the West African Examination Council is talking about digital, that is the use of virtual in order for the next WAEC, as well as the review curriculum of both primary, junior secondary school, as well as senior secondary school. If you go back to it, you will see now that they have also integrated machine learning, data analysis, and data usage. In fact, from junior secondary school, that is where research methodology and research development is actually going to start from. How can you collect data? So what we are saying in essence is as a microbiology student today, you need to make sure that your career in microbiology is not only going to be to start with the physical class, it's also going to be virtual class, so that you'll be able to make use of YouTube. Let me just tell you that you should make YouTube to be your very close companion. YouTube, for example, I have 3 channels, and if you are listening to other to my lectures, you just see that the YouTube algorithm is going to arrange similar videos for you to also watch as well. So what we are saying in essence is make YouTube to be your closest companion for your study. Is going to enhance your learning. So because the modern microbiology is no longer physical microbiology, but it is how can you make use of digital tools to be able to learn online. So for example, now you can, even after listening to my lectures, you can also browse for other authors on the same topic in with the use of YouTube. So and AI, and that is artificial intelligence, we are going to see more of them as we go on in this course. So what is microbial evolution? It is the study. Microbial evolution is the studies of genetic changes. I said development, advancement, development with advancement. So and the how do microorganisms exist? They exist in their environment, they adapt in their environment by changes in their molecular structure, that is in their genetic material. So for example, if you pick a microorganism from one habitat to another, from the natural habitat to another. For example, E. coli, in those days, we normally know that E. coli is only found in the gut. But nowadays, we now found them even in the soil, we found them in the new area. What they do is that they must have changed their genetic makeup in order, that is, they must have evolved. So microbial evolution is the studies of genetic changes in microorganisms. So genetic changes is part of what microorganisms use for resistance, that is, for them to be able to survive even in the presence of some certain antibiotics. So it helps us understand resistant mechanism and microbial diversity. So when we say something is when we say microbial diversity is talking about different microorganisms in a uh, in a natural environment or in a community. So how fungi exist with viruses, exist with bacteria, these are called microbial diversity. So and just like I told you that you will make use of YouTube videos for more of your study in order to enhance this. So what is microbial ecology, which is the second aspect of this course? Microbial ecology is exploring how microorganisms interact with their environment. I said it is the study of the interrelationship with the environment. So what are the roles that they play in the nutrient cycling, in symbiotic association, and in ensuring that there is a ecological stability. So we are going to make use of some of these online interactive online diagram in order to be able to visualize some certain microbial system. So why is microbiology so important? You should begin to ask yourself, why as a microbiologist, why are you so important? Number one is that it helps us to be able to understand our health, since microorganisms are the sole causative, they are the sole causes of let me say more than 80% of diseases. So it helps us to be able to understand our health better. It is very, very useful in agriculture, very, very useful in understanding the environment, as well as very useful in biotechnology. So they are the unseen forces behind most life processes. So you cannot just do without microorganism, because they are not only seen as our enemy, they are also seen as our friends as well. For example, when we say they are disease causing microorganism, or they are the disease causing organism, don't forget the same time that they are the one that also help you to be able to take some fermented food like yogurt, garri, amala, all this one. So they are important, as well as they are also of negative this. So how does microbial evolution relate to diseases and medicine? So it helps us to be able to know how diseases are evolved, not only for us to see how they manifest. No, it will help us to be able to know the evolution, how did they evolve, the origin of microorganisms. For example, you just discover that there are some diseases that maybe you use certain antibiotic to cure, and after some time you just discover that the antibiotics are no longer effective. So microbial evolution will teach you the way in which you should be able to understand all this. Okay. Once again, what is microbial ecology? So that is the study I told you, that the study ecologists are the study. Ecology is the study of the interrelationship between an organism and its environment. So in this course, or in most of the courses I am going to be teaching you, for example in microbiology as well, you should learn how to make use of virtual field trips. We are going to talk about all this by the time we go on. How can we use online field trips that you don't have? Do you know that you can get into um, different habitats and ecosystem without even stepping out of your own room? So once you have your um once you have your data and you also have your phone, you can make as many trips as possible inside your own room. So we are going to make use of Google Earth in order to be able to make use of to perform all these field trips. Then research scientist, which is a key. So as a microbiologist, you should learn how to make use of online that is virtual, for you to be able to develop new vaccines and develop new drugs. Okay. By the time you get to second semester, let me say second semester, you are going to start talking about how can you use your computer or your phone, how can you make use of it in order to develop a vaccine or certain drugs. Don't forget that COVID-19 came in 2019, and by 2020 we already have a vaccine that can be used to fight against COVID-19. It's not because of anything, it's because of the advancements. People are now making use of online tools in order to design vaccine. So all these are part of what you should know. So then we are going to also know how can we make use of virtual labs and certain YouTube tutorial to be able to use them to perform some research. So then part of the career, or part of your career as a microbiologist, will include you to be an environmental microbiologist. So what do they do? Environmental microbiologists study how microorganism microorganism is same thing as microbes influence the environment. They will also help us to be able to understand pollution control and ecosystem restoration. restoration, which is called bioremediation. We are going to make use of all this, and you are going to come across all this as you also go on. So you can, as a microbiologist, you can specialize in environmental microbiologist. Then you can also decide that you are going to be an industrial microbiologist. So whichever branch that you want to specialize on is going to be is going to depend on you, but it's going to be how versatile are you in making use of online tools, in making use of digital learning process in order for you to be able to understand all the. So you can also be an industrial microbiologist. Another thing that you also have medical microbiologists. What do they do? They study pathogens and their evolution. So the medical microbiologists are those ones that develop vaccines and develop other treatment like drugs. So we will also be making use of a video demonstration in order to be able to do this. So then you can also come across and be an entrepreneur, that is a biotechnology entrepreneur. So they use microorganism in order to create sustainable product like biofuels. So we are going to see this live by the time we also go on, because I am going to demonstrate the success stories of biotechnology for you. And apart from that, I want you to uh, concentrate on other videos of my channel Bio-Nexus. So most of the videos there are faceless videos, so you can make use of this in order to be able to help you in your understanding of how can you be a biotechnology entrepreneur. Then you can also be a bioinformatician. That is the hot cake of microbiology now, the hot cake of biological sciences. So that is, as a microbiologist, as a bioinformatics, you specialize in analyzing microbial data and using computational tools. That is, for example, by the time we will start talking about bioinformatics, we'll talk about how can we make use of NCBI and some other tools in order to be able to understand genomic data. So what we are saying in essence is, if you pick up a microorganism, so if you pick up any microorganism, what you should be interested in as a microbiologist now is not is no other thing rather than the microbial evolution. That is the study of the, or what is called, the genetic changes that takes place in microorganism. Then you can also be a forensic microbiologist. So how can you be a forensic microbiologist? That is also an hot cake area for us to be able to understand later. There are some microorganisms that they are found on the scene of any crime. For example, where you have a murder taking place now, or a rape, you just discover that after some time, the microorganism or the microbial community that will grow where you have a rape case, or where a rape took place, is going to be too different from where you have a murder taking place. So microbial analysis of the soil, sample, as well as the area, the microbial examination of this will actually require what is called forensic microbiologist. So then the skill that you need to develop in now, research, your skill like data analysis, problem solving, and your communication skills under normal circumstance. Uh, you need to also develop your communication skill. As a microbiologist this time around, you should know how can you create content. How can you create content that the world at large will be able to benefit from your knowledge so far? And example of it is, how can you make use of Google Docs for collaboratory projects and Miro for brainstorming and discussion? Part of all this is part of what we are going to start learning. Don't forget we are talking about how can you integrate in or how can you integrate online learning, online learning projects or online skills. How can you integrate them into being a microbiologist, whether you are an industrial microbiologist, a pharmaceutical microbiologist, an environmental microbiologist, a bioinformatician, whatever, food microbiologist, and so on. So whichever area you are planning to um, specialize in, not only in microbiology, in any part of biological sciences. So today, if you don't know how to make use of online tools, you might not be able to excel. So you need to see this as an opportunity for you to be able to learn by the use of uh, online tools. Okay, so virtual lab. I told you that you need to learn how can you make use of virtual labs. What do you understand by virtual lab? So what do they do virtual lab? They also help us to imitate um microbial evolution and provide hands-on learning. So we are going to see some of these. Gone were those days that what you need to do is just to conduct experiments in the physical or wet lab. Nowadays we make use of a virtual lab. So we will also see. Then your analytical skills should be very very high. Okay, for example, you also learn how to make use of certain platforms like bauman biology, which offer online problem solving exercise. So for example, all these are going to be part of what we are going to learn later on. So then also let me also introduce to you that quiz. You will be I'll be giving you quiz at least on every lecture. You'll be having quiz. So, and part of the tool you are going to be making use in this quiz, I am going to give you. So you make use of it. I will give it to you. You just I will just send you the link, you open it, you solve the problem, then you also submit again. When you submit, you can even grade yourself. You will even see your score before you go on. So these are part of what you should get used into as a microbiologist. Then communication skills. You are going to make use of a digital platform like YouTube or podcast. So time is coming that I might start inviting some of you, and I will just you'll be talking, you'll be teaching biology online. People want to learn from you, so you do that. So time is coming. So in order for you to be able to increase your communication skill. It's no longer that mass communicators, they are no longer the one that's supposed to improve their own English now. So also as a microbiologist, your communication skills should be very very excellent in the use of a digital platform like YouTube, podcast, and so on and so forth. So what are the roles of YouTube in teaching microbiology or microbial evolution and this? YouTube videos, just like I said, you can see from my own channel, you can also see from other channels as well. You combine them together, it's going to help you to be able to engage yourself in tutorials. You will come across expert interviews and real world case studies. So you have to watch videos, just like I said, that will explain microbial evolution for you. Then as I said, part of what you make use of Google slide. We are going to make use of it, Padlet, to present interactive microbial ecology model. So these tools make learning highly engaging, and it's going to make it so accessible for you. Once you have your phone, once you have your own data, you can begin to learn from your four corner of your room. So you don't actually need, sometimes you don't actually need to waste transportation. You don't need to start struggling for classes. You don't need to a lot of things. You don't need to expose yourself to a lot of chemicals before you be able to do some of the microbiological laboratory work nowadays. So what you just need is just need your data, you need your Android phone, and what you can learn is even nobody can even quantify it. So what we are saying in essence is digital teaching tools for and I said part of digital simulation that we can use for microbial evolution include PETS, which is an interactive simulation that is going to model microbial evolution for you. So I want you to then collaborative learning on YouTube is going to help you, just like I said, that I will begin to invite you for podcast, for interview. I'll begin to invite you to come and give lectures so that the whole world will be watching you. So all these are part of what you should know, are part of the digital skills that you must learn as a microbiologist. So it's not only the celebrity that YouTube is actually meant for. It is also meant for the educationist. It's meant for microbiologists as well. You create content. For example, what I am doing online now, this lecture is a content creation. It's a content creation uh, program. So, because it's also going to be viewed by anybody throughout the whole world. So, then sometimes we will just use Zoom or Google Meet in order to be able to engage people. So some people can be in a far places, can be in far places, and we just use Google Meet. We just ask them to come and give us lectures on it, and everybody will just be listening to that. So this is part of your uh, skill. So then digital resources for you as a microbiologist, LinkedIn. So it is for you. ResearchGate as well as YouTube that you can use for networking, showcasing your research, and learning about your career project or path in microbiology. Then what are the opportunities that are inherent? What are those opportunities that you can found very useful for you, that you can apply your knowledge in microbial evolution for? Number one, emerging career in genetic engineering. So genetic engineering is a manipulation of DNA or manipulation of a genetic material in order for you to be able to get your desired product or desired product. For example, now if you have sweet orange and you have a very bitter orange, what you should do, just get the DNA of the two, and you should be able to manipulate the sour orange or the bitter orange in order for you to be able to get your orange to be very sweet. So this is nothing by the use of microorganism as a vehicle, microorganism as a vector of genetic engineering. Another word Okay, another one is drug development. Nowadays, they make use of knowledge in microbiology in development of certain drugs. Gone were those days that you start try and error about, you get a lot of plants around, and at the end of the day, what you will just do is that you might not even get any effective drug at the end of the day. Nowadays, as a microbiology, for example, those that are in my own project group, they know for sure that they will make use of their genetic they will make use of their virtual experience, that is bioinformatics, for drug design, vaccine design, and also in order to predict antimicrobial resistance as well. Then it will also assist us. Microbial evolution is going to assist us in the area of pathogen research. We'll be able to know how dangerous certain microorganisms are. So then YouTube features scientists discussing recent microbial evolution and breakthrough. So you can go online, go and get any relevant YouTube material or YouTube video that can enhance. Just lis ten to them, that instead of you to start wasting your data on something that is not even academic. So nowadays, make use of your data in order to be able to enhance your knowledge about um, microbiology or some other areas as well. So what are the opportunities in microbial ecology? Opportunities, we have seen opportunities in microbial evolution, now opportunities in microbial ecology. So there are certain careers which include environmental health and biodiversity conservation. What do they depend on? They will require digital tools of ecosystem where microbiologists will make difference. So what we are saying in essence is just, I told you that gone were those days that you just need to make tours, you need to embark on the documentary, you need to embark on just risk your life, start moving from one forest to another, that you are a conservationist. So nowadays we now have digital tour that you can even be in your room and you will be making tour to visit certain ecosystem around the world. So these are part of the opportunities in microbial evolution. So and don't forget that one way or the other, microbiologist is still one of the most lucrative job that you can actually um apply for. So if you are now a microbiology student nowadays or today, so there is opportunity for you, and there will still be opportunity for you once you are able to further or enhance your knowledge as a microbiologist. So you should make yourself employable, and somebody who is not going to be an employable person must be somebody who is very very fast in the use of online tools, in the use of digital tools, in the use as a YouTube. You know how to create content in microbiology or biology, make use of a certain e-learning processes or e-learning machine like artificial intelligence for you to be able to understand on this. So and just like I said, the future of microbiology and microbial evolution, now new technologies are coming up. For example, there is what we call CRISPR. You will get to know more about CRISPR. So but one thing is CRISPR, uh, they discover that these are editable. That is, for example, the same way you type, you start typing now, the same way you type on Microsoft. So and if you make mistake, the same way that you can also correct, edit. That's why so CRISPR is an editing, will allow you to be able to edit some genetic information. So and this is shaping up shaping up microbiology, because we now have these editable genes that are found in certain microorganisms. So and it's going to help us in microbial this. So how does digital tools, how can it enhance microbiology as a career? Use of a digital tool will help you to be able to build a professional presence in microbiology. We believe that anybody that can come can have a YouTube channel and which is devoted for microbiology or certain lectures will be somebody that is a professional, because if you are not a professional, it means it's not going to be that easy for you. So the use of digital tool is going to make your microbiology to be a professional. It's going to make you a professional microbiologist. So where you share your work on YouTube, LinkedIn, and also research gates, so that if anybody just type your name on Google, it's going to start bringing your name. Not that when you they type your own name on Google, it's going to bring your Facebook account. That's not what we are saying. So once you know how to make use of a YouTube for your learning, you are going to be very, very successful as a microbiologist. Not only that, it will also make people around the world to see you, to get to know you. So even people that you might not even come to see them forever. So they will know you, they know your work, they know about you, they know almost everything because they will always see you on your YouTube. Then how can you, I've said that, how can you compile your portfolio? How can you build your CV? By the use of a online portfolio. So compile your research finding using Google Sites on LinkedIn to showcase your career. So you need to also upload videos of your work. So some of us, what we also upload on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube is just how we are dancing. No, that's not what we are saying. What we are saying is that you can just pick any topic for yourself in microbiology and talk about it. Practice, talk about it. Let people, let them learn from you. Let them see you. So, and by the time you are doing this, you are building your portfolio in microbiology. So what are your roles as microbiologist? Number one, you are addressing global issues like climate change, health pandemics. By the time you consult or you construct vaccine using your um using your laptop or using your computer, by the time you predict antimicrobial resistance, you are indirectly helping the uh, helping the whole world in order to provide solution to the pandemic that is going to affect them. So digital platform where you talk about success stories. Go and look at the success stories of successful microbiologists. Let them tell you. You find them on YouTube, you find them online. Lay your hand that you want to know, you want to learn more about certain microbiologists that they have uh, made impact. They have made impact in their own. So we have a lot of them that are influencers in microbiology. Okay, so that is very, very important. So your path forward in microbial evolution, don't forget what I have said, what we have learned so far. What we have learned today is how can you integrate your knowledge in online knowledge. How can you integrate it into your field as a microbiologist, so that you will not be seeing online lectures as a waste of time. It's not a waste of time, but it is to enhance your knowledge. It is to build your career for the future so that you become relevant. Anybody that is not a digital microbiologist now, that person is going to fade with time. If you don't know how to make use of your system, you don't know how to make use of online virtual learning, virtual participation, virtual resource making, you don't know how to do that as a way of getting people to know you about your field. So you are indirectly not going to be relevant. So you should, the call to action to everybody now, people that are hearing me, is to start your journey in microbiology. Start your journey as a digital microbiologist so that you can create your own YouTube channel. You can join online microbiology community, and you'll be able to dive into different aspects of your research. So if you can do all this, I want to really believe that your the sky is just going to be the beginning of your success. So I don't know if anybody has any question about career paths, anything like digital tools or career development in the microbiology. Not It's not only my own video that you can make use of. There are other resources, online resources that you can also get in order to be able to complement this. So having said this, this is just a kind of introductory class in microbial evolution. Don't forget what I said. I define microbial evolution for you as changes in the genetic makeup of microorganisms. That is a microbial evolution. And microbial ecology is nothing but the study of the interrelationship between microorganisms and the environment in which they live in. And I've also defined what environment is for you. I've told you that depending the habitat that a certain microorganism are living is their own environment. For example, microorganisms that are found in the gut, these are part of this is their own is their own environment. So studying this is part of it. Then I've also told you that some of the branches, some of the scopes, some of the area that you can also specialize in as a microbiologist include environmental microbiologist, industrial microbiologist, bioinformatics, biotechnologist, and so on and so forth. And I've also told you that gone were those days whereby you have to do uh, your research, your study has to be chalk and board and you sitting down. No, nowadays what you are supposed to know and what you should do is just learning from the comfort of your home. And how you can do that is to make sure that you have data, and once you have your Android, you should be able to learn. So all these are part of what we have learned so far. So I want to actually believe that today you have been able you have been able to know that if you want to be successful, you need to leverage on your understanding of uh, digital digital understanding. You need to know how to make use of it. So, and I have told you that you will participate almost in all my lectures. There will always be need for you to be examined. That is going to be in form of quiz. It's going to be in form of MCQ. MCQ means multiple choice question, which is going to be in form of objective. So all these will also help you and enhance your understanding in microbiology. And there are different tools, different websites or databases that we are going to start making use of. So as we progress in this, I mentioned virtual lab, and I mentioned a lot of this. So without wasting our time, I really want to stop here today. I want to believe that I'm still going to see you. So the next class is going to be on Friday, by the grace of God. Don't forget to leave comments in the comment section, like, and subscribe to my three channel. That is Omega Bio Entertainment, Omega Bio-Nexus, and the Brain Bolter. Thank you, and God bless you.